Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Guys, listen and see, this is what I mean when I say focused and stay motivated and stay consistent and persistent, and don't let your mind trick you out of doing what you should be doing. I did not expect my last video to do that. To everybody's commenting, it's almost at 1,000 views. So this is going to be part 2. Don't look back, part 2, because we can definitely talk about this on and on and on for days and days and days. It's never an ending. This is an ongoing discussion, So I'm making a part 2 because I just didn't think that video was going to do so well so quickly. I know that over time, once a video is in circulation on YouTube, obviously over time it'll, get good results. But I think I made that video like 3 or 4 days ago. And I'm glad I did. And I'm glad I didn't say, you know what, I'm not going to do these audio videos. I'm just going to stick with my shopping haul videos. So don't look back, part 2. I am so grateful that I got comments saying, oh my God, I can relate to this. Or, oh my God, I was a single mom and I went through this, and it just makes me feel so good and so proud of myself. And it does, that does confirm that I'm in alignment with the type of videos that I'm making. So yes, don't look back, part 2. This is, you guys can go listen to the part 1. It was only about 3 or 4 days ago. When I tell you guys, man, like at the age of 39, and to some people, I just got here, right? But me, myself, I'm 39. I'm like, wow, like I'll be 40 this year in September. So I'm halfway through to some people, but to most older people, they're like, girl, please, you're a kid. Go, oh, please, get out my face. You ain't, they like 39. Psh, I don't even remember when I was 39, that type of thing. And it's so funny. But I just feel like I've become so wise at the age of 39. Oh my goodness. Especially after, I would say, this past 10 years, I've went through a lot with people. I've learned a lot. And when I say went through a lot, I don't mean nothing too traumatic. Just the everyday stuff with realizing, who really weren't your friend, who was really using you, situations where you stayed too long. You realize you were pouring way more into people than they were pouring into you, if they were pouring anything at all back into you. Just realizing that type of stuff at the age of 39. So better late than never. Okay? Because I don't want to be 80 looking back and I never, realized most of this stuff, because society does train us to give. And if you don't give, and if you aren't pouring into everyone and their mama, then you're selfish, right? You're a selfish individual. You're self-absorbed, or self-absorbed. I don't know. It's just crazy how if you allow society and social media and other people to influence your everyday mindset and routine, you will be really messed up out here. No one trains us to, and I'm talking about from childhood, like no one trains you to, they ask us, what do you want to be when you grow up? All of that, right? But no one really trains you to really focus on your own stuff and make sure you have your own stuff together, and make sure your boat is floating, and make sure you don't put anyone on your boat who's going to poke a hole in it. Like no one really teaches us throughout the years how to look out for people, though. How can I say this? Even, okay, and I don't want to offend nobody, okay? But even throughout like my teenage years in the church, we're taught to, oh, you should act this way, and you should dress this way, and you shouldn't talk like that, and you shouldn't say this, and you shouldn't go to those type of places. Granted, okay, of course, the church is going to teach you that. However, I feel like we were taught in the church how to act just to be able to get a man and please a man and get married and cater to a man. You know what I'm saying? No one, I promise you guys, from the age of 20, I would say when I hit 2021, I can't tell you how many people would ask me, and these were older women. I can't tell you how many times I was asked, you want babies? You gonna have babies? Do you want any kids? Like, what? Why weren't you guys asking me what I wanted to do with my acting career, or what do I want to major in college? Asking me how much my books my books are. You want to help me pay my tuition? You want to really help me better myself? Like, it was non-existent. I promise you. But I would just be, around my mom and like one of her friends or something, and they would just randomly ask me that. You don't want to have no kids? What? Guys, I promise you, I refuse to allow anyone to ask my daughter that. My daughter, she's a freshman in high school, and she runs track, and she's focused, and I want to keep her focused. When my daughter gets 20, 21 years old, I don't want anyone asking her that. I refuse to train her mind that she has to dedicate and cater her whole life into pouring into everyone else. And you know what I mean? What, just because she's a woman? No, I honestly think at the age of 39, I look back, I think your 20s should be for you, right? We barely know ourselves in our 20s. I'm not about to have anyone pressuring my daughter or even putting it in her head, that she has to have babies early, or she has to do this early, or she has to. No. So I say all that to say this, because this is the main topic and point that I try to make in these audio videos, is to make sure you are in alignment without the distractions and without going back to people, places, and things. And I know this may sound cliche, but going back to people, places, and things, people who have the same mindsets, right? Places who have the same people, and things that's not serving you. Time moves for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, time moves for a reason. We mature as people for a reason. God elevates us for a reason, or at least he tries to when we allow him to. Some of us don't allow him to elevate us because we think that, we get so dedicated, and we become so loyal, and we become just like, the 9 to 5. You've been there for 25 years, and they just hired someone last week, and all of a sudden you got demoted. Or the person they just brought in, you're 65 years old, they just hired a 23-year-old, and she just got bumped up 2 positions ahead above you. What? That's going to be like my ad lib for my videos. What? No, but seriously though, learn when it's time to go. Learn when it's time to grow. Learn when it is time to elevate. Learn when it's time to get back on that path that God initially set for you. Please. Because I am the most grateful that God has given me epiphanies on certain things at this age. And I know I'm not old, y'all, but at the age of 39 to me, like, I still can't believe I'm 39. So I always, it's just weird to me to be 39, turning 40 this year. But this is the most peaceful I have ever been, y'all. I promise you, when I tell y'all, if my phone rings, it's either my mama, my daughter. I don't have the constant distractions all day, every day. You guys got to condense that stuff down. Like I said in my last video, you can wake up in the morning, you already know what you have planned for the day. You can have a list, right? Like a literal list, right? For your strategic plan for the day. And You get that one phone call, get that one text message, you get that one DM that totally throws you completely off for the whole day. And now you all emotionally messed up. Now you still got to do what you got to do, but your whole mood is ruined. Your whole, your whole vibe is off because you answered that phone. You let somebody come in projecting. You let somebody come in taking something out on you that they just went through, and you were the only person who they knew was going to answer the phone and allow them to project their bullcrap on you. People do what they can because we allow them. And just like I said in the last video, you give people a foot and they'll keep taking a mile because they know you're going to keep giving them money, right? They know you're going to allow them to move back in your house if they need to, even though they didn't pay you rent last time, even though they didn't do what they said that they were going to do last time within the agreement. People, listen, oh my goodness, this is going to be another video. People do what you let them. That's the next video because it's so true. It's so true. And another thing I've realized, people spend their money on what they want and then they come begging for what they need in most cases. I'm not saying that some people genuinely need financial assistance. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they don't genuinely need financial assistance, but you guys know who I'm talking about. You guys know the people I'm talking about. Look back in the past. You guys know the people I'm talking about. Those $5, $10, $20, $30 add up. And they're going to keep asking you because they know that you weren't going to give them any pushback. You're just going to send it. And then that falls into becoming a user on their end and you being used. But you kind of feel good about yourself when you do it because you're helping someone out, right? You help them get out of a jam. But that 10th time, they come asking you for money, it's like, okay. And I'm just using this as an example. I've never been the one to give out money. Listen, I have 2 children over here. Okay. I have 2 children over here. Okay. We all have the same amount of time. And another thing, it is 2025. There are so many ways to make money, especially with the younger generation. I know the 65 and up and the 60 and up may have a little, they may struggle a little bit with social media and all of that. But the younger generation, is so many ways to make money. So many ways to make money now. Probably more than ever. In 2025, this is probably the year where it's been more ways to make money than ever. Literally. Right? But stop going back to these people, giving them your energy, your time, your space, your money. Because all it's doing, if they're a user, all it's doing is allowing them to continue to use you. If they're a narcissist, all it's doing is boosting their ego when you keep going back, giving them attention, responding to them. If they're a sociopath, all it's doing is making them feel good because they're still getting your attention. It's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. I promise you. That's all you're doing. Making them feel good. You're giving them enough energy to go on about their day. Because the next person ain't paying them any attention, right? So they coming towards you any way possible to get a reaction out of you so they can get their ego boost up for the day. Oh, you guys, it's such a relief to get these messages out. I'm telling you, because these are things that I've always kept in, or maybe I'll talk to a very, very, very close friend about this stuff every now and then, but I don't trust many people to talk to. Hence why I'm on YouTube right now. I'm telling you, I have about 3, maybe 4 actor friends within the community who I, talk to about, stuff like this. But a few years ago, listen, if you would have asked me, I had 30 actor friends, 20 real actor friends back years ago. Please. Another thing, you guys think If you guys think that you have 10 good friends, if you heard the conversations they've had about you, you'll probably only end up with 2. Now that's the realest message of the video right there. If you think you have 10 close friends, loyal friends, if you heard the conversations they've had about you, you would only end up with 2, maybe 1. Okay? Harsh realities. Don't go back. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing. I literally pray to God within my prayers, y'all, to keep the wrong people out of my life and keep the right ones coming in their due season. Let me tell you something. A few months ago, I said my prayer. I asked God to, because when I start to elevate, y'all, the thing is, when I start to elevate, I want to detox. I want to cleanse, right? So like when I continuously book my gigs, my acting jobs and stuff, I feel good. I feel like I'm in alignment. I feel like this is who I am, because it is. And I feel like that is the time to pray. God's blessing me with what I love to do. So I really pray during these times, right? Just keep me in alignment. Keep the wrong people out of my life. Don't let me derail off the path, all of that. A few months ago, guys, I prayed this prayer again. And when I tell you, God allowed, oh my goodness, it's so deep. I can't even get the words out, but God allowed, I'll just say this. It's crazy how God will allow people to expose themselves and what the intentions were behind closed doors. And it was undeniable. It was so weird, the whole situation. And God will allow people to expose themselves. And he can do that with me now because I have the discernment to see, right? If I didn't have the discernment to see, if my eyes weren't wide open, I still wouldn't recognize when somebody's exposing themselves. But now I'm in the position to recognize when someone's exposing themselves. Man. It is crazy. It is the more you isolate, the more you detach, the more you pray, the more you meditate, the more you tap within, the further you see. The further you see, man. But anyway, guys, I'm sitting outside in the car. I've been taking care of my dad since last July. I'm not really ready to discuss that, because this has been the craziest thing that has ever happened in my life. But I'll say this. It's kind of like a 5-year-old boy seeing their superhero down. It's crazy. I'm in the sandwich generation that they call it what? The sandwich generation, where you're taking care of your kids and raising your parents and taking care of your parents at the same time. Woo-wee. But this has been an eye-opener. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys can relate to that. Taking care of your parents and watching them decline and just, it's so crazy because I literally remember my parents being in their 20s, man. Like, I remember running around being bad, and my mama and my dad, they were in their 20s, and my mom's 61 now, my dad's 63. And me having to, little old me having to take care of my superhero. What? Eye opener. Wow, life is real. Life is lifing. It's insane, y'all. But anyway, more videos to come. If you are still listening to me, I appreciate you so much. If you like these type of audio videos, please subscribe. I have all of my videos organized in their own playlist. I have my gift basket videos, my tutorials, I have all types of gift basket videos for every holiday, every season. I have a lot of Easter basket videos that are doing well because Easter's coming up. I have King the Gecko. He's our little gecko lizard that we got around Christmas time. He has his own playlist. And I have my cooking videos and everything already organized for you guys. Have a good day. Oh, this is so therapeutic. Thank you for listening, guys. Bye-bye.